Hi, everybody. Good morning on this beautiful Monday. Welcome back to anyone who's actually watching this video. Um, I've been trying to do a little more consistent every week. I know I didn't do anything last week of posting anything, but I wanted to touch on one topic today, which I've actually had a couple friends, over the time and from school come and ask me, and that's always a question of, how do I invest? How do I go about it? What do I do? Who can I talk to? And realistically, when it comes to investing, I mean, there's so many different approaches to it. So you really kind of have to ask your question of, why do you want to invest? Which obviously everyone wants to, make more money. That's always kind of the bottom line. But why do you want to do it beyond that? What's your goal? How much is your goal? What do you want to see in return in the next, say, 5, 10 years, maybe 2 years? And it's also how much can you invest realistically? How much money do you have that's free for you to invest in, like, whether it's one company, whether it's, if you go the way of the stock market, like day trading, or you invest into even any kind of small business that friends or family have or something that interests you. It's also how long are you willing to wait for that investment to grow. It's not like, for day traders, sometimes you're gonna get returns much quicker, but that's also day trading. That's kind of its own little world too. But you have to ask yourself, how long are you willing to wait? Because you can say you invest 5,000 into a company, but you may not see returns for 5 or 10 years. Are you willing to wait that long to see that return? So it's important to kind of ask yourself these questions, and also, do your due diligence, do your research on whatever it is you're going to invest in. I personally, whenever I'm investing into anything, number one, I'm not a day trader. I don't really like, do all that stuff. I think for me, just a lot of time to really trying to gain the knowledge and see what the markets are doing every single day. So I'm just like not glued to the computer like that. But I pretty much kind of look for companies that are, innovative. They're solving problems. They're creating value. They definitely have good management behind them. They know how to manage their money, their cash flow. Um, it's definitely always nice when you have big names behind them that have credibility. So it's like you kind of feel a little more confident in that. But it's also like, in the industry where any company goes into, like, what is the long term growth, what is the potential. Um, so that those are kind of things that I look for. And I it's tricky when you're finding these companies too, because sometimes they're already going to be at, $1, $2, $5 a share, and you buy whatever you can. Or if you're lucky enough, you find them early when they're considered like, penny stocks. But that too is also a risk, because sometimes those companies are so new, they're just babies. So you're taking a risk when you do that, because you don't know where it can go, and you have to watch it and really keep up with it and kind of learn as you go through time what the company's doing, and as the company itself is learning too. So I basically look for stuff, again, it's helping people, it's solving a problem, and it's a problem that everybody has. And I'm willing to wait long term most of the time. I kind of follow the Warren Buffett's principles, where he's just a long time investor into things. Um, Sometimes, yeah, it's nice. You want to have quicker returns. You don't want to, be waiting 5 or 10 years for anything like that. And sometimes you get lucky. You may have an investment that in 3 years, goes from, say, $2 a share to $7 a share. You get a good return on it. But there's definitely platforms like Robinhood. There's all types of financial advisors out there. I know a lot of the millennials these days have basically used platforms like Robinhood and many other things out there that I may not be entirely aware of. If you want to start simple, though, you can always put 100 into, I guess some people do the S&P 500, index funds, things that kind of let you grab a little bit of everything, which is also an important thing when it comes to investing, is being diverse. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. I know there's so many different opinions when it comes to that. A lot of people prefer to do that, or some people prefer to, like, be in many different industries, because say one industry goes down, the stock goes down. You have other things that are potentially coming up, even though that's may not be a bad time for one. But the big thing too with investing is you have to not be fearful of stocks going up and down constantly. You have to really be aware that that's part of the game you're playing now. And so, if some stock comes down, I know a lot, sometimes people tend to, they get scared, they pull out, and then, a month or two later, whatever, it shoots up like crazy. So it's kind of a mental game. You can't let it affect you. You have to be aware that that's what's going to happen. So that's definitely like an approach you have to kind of keep in mind when you're investing. Is not everything's going to be hunky dory all the time. There's going to be times when things come crashing down. There may be years sometimes where that is the case, depending what kind of market you're investing into. But again, I personally just like, the way I look at it is, if I'm gonna have, say, 5,000 in my bank account where it's not really gonna be growing, I'm just gonna be spending it. I prefer to put it into something where at least the next 5 years it has the potential to grow. And if that investment goes downhill, okay, it's almost the equivalent of me basically going and spending on something. Or the upside, the mega upside, is I turn five into 20, 30, whatever, $1,000, whatever is the case, basically. But, again, ask friends who are more into it. Maybe they can guide you. Ask your parents if they have investments. What was their approach? How did they do it? Go to anyone that may be a financial advisor. you know People who are businessmen, they may be willing to help you and guide you. But again, it depends on what your goals are. What do you want to do? I basically recently realized, okay, in 8 years I'm going to be 40. Where do I want to be when I'm 40? And that kind of helps me get on kind of a clearer path to, okay, well, this is what I'm willing to invest now, so that by the time 8 years passes, I'm going to have this amount on hand with me, in my account and everything. So there's different approaches to it, but again, don't be scared. Investing sometimes can be a very daunting thing. It's not. It's just a matter of you doing your research, learning, and knowing what it is you're trying to accomplish with it. And then over time, you'll get better and better and better and better at it. So anyways, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm definitely going to make some more videos on this stuff as time goes by, because I know investing is a huge thing for a lot of people, and it can be very scary. I didn't start investing until, the past 2 years. And for a while I would just I wasn't paying attention to it. But then the best thing about investing too is that in a way, time is working in your favor, because in the next 5 or 10 years you could see substantial gains from your capital that you're putting into a company, a stock, whatever it might be. So normally time is against you, but in this case, time is working for you. You're making your money work for you somehow. So anyways, just want to leave you with that. Thank you guys again. Hope you're having a good day. And go do some homework. Go look up some videos. Go educate yourself. It's really important to do that. Bye bye.